Buenas tardes, ¿cómo están?
Bien, gracias.
Mi nombre es Andrés Alejandro Páez García, soy estudiante de último semestre de la licenciatura en lengua inglesa de la Universidad San Buenaventura de Bogotá. Voy a ser pues, su profesor de inglés durante este curso, durante este programa de inglés comunicativo. Vamos a manejar pues, una metodología de Task-Based Learning, que es una metodología en la cual vamos a aprender por diferentes actividades y que nos va a ayudar a al menos mejorar nuestras habilidades en el idioma inglés. Y pues digamos que el hecho de salir o no hablando inglés de este programa pues depende desde el empeño y el esfuerzo pues, que cada uno lo haga, ¿no? En este programa pues vamos a ver muchos temas, vamos a abarcar muchas cosas interesantes. Lo importante también pues se va a brindar todo en el idioma inglés, ¿sí? Va a ser el idioma de la comunicación dentro de nuestra clase, pero pues si en algún momento alguno de ustedes no entiende o tiene alguna duda, alguna pregunta, alguna inquietud, simplemente por favor pues haga la pregunta y con mucho gusto yo se la respondo, ¿listo? Recuerden, perdón, y no se sientan insultados, no hay preguntas tontas, sino tontos que no preguntan. Entonces yo sé que ustedes son muy inteligentes, entonces por favor pregunten cuando entiendan algo, ¿listo? Nada, espero que aprendan mucho y cualquier inconveniente, duda que tengan, con gusto aquí estoy para responderles. Okay? So, first of all, we're going to start the class of today. I'm going to introduce myself. My name is Charlie. I'm an English teacher. I am 25 years old. And since this course, we're going to start using the English language. All right? Today we're going to learn a very basic topic that is introduce yourself. So, do you have any idea about what introduce yourself is? Any idea about introduce yourself? No ideas? No? Yeah. Good, very good. Introduce yourself is basically presentarse. Alright, this is introduce. Okay? So, now we will see the topics of the class and the learning objectives. So the students will be able to. Catherine, could you help me out, please, to read the first objective of the class?
Students will be able to introduce themselves in a simple conversation.
Very good. This is the first objective. So today we will learn to introduce, aprendemos a presentarnos in a simple conversation, right? I'm sorry, what's your name, please?
My name Angel Amach.
So, Angel, thank you so much. Angel, can you help me out to read the second objective, please?
Sorry.
Could you help me out to read the second objective, please? Okay. ¿Me ayudarías a leer el segundo objetivo, por favor? Second objective.
Understand simple conversation when they meet people.
Very good. Understand simple conversations when they meet people. Okay. Entonces vamos a aprender a entender simples conversaciones cuando conocemos a alguien. Very good. Ma'am, can you help me out with your name, please? What's your name? Jeanette. Jeanette. Okay, Jeanette, could you help me out with the third objective of the class, please? Mm-hmm. Themselves. Very good. So, today we will learn to introduce ourselves in a virtual form. Vamos a aprender a presentarnos a nosotros mismos en un foro virtual. Alright? So, in this case, it means that we're going to use technology, that we like a lot technology. Brian, can you help me out, please, with the second objective? I'm sorry, with the fourth objective.
Understand message of virtual forum when meeting people.
Very good. So we will understand messages of a virtual forum when we meet people. Alright? Entonces aprenderemos también a cómo entender mensajes en un foro virtual. Very good. So now, the first activity for today is that we have 6 pictures, right? In those 6 pictures, we have like some messages, all right? We have like some expressions in English. So please try to organize the pictures in the corresponding order that you consider is the correct order for a conversation. So you say, I don't know, maybe in a conversation, maybe I say this is number 1, or this is number 2, or this is number 4, 5, or 6. So please give a number in the order that you consider is the correct order for a conversation. Okay? So please, you have 5 minutes. Quickly.
5 minutes.
I'm sorry, do you understand what the activity is?
No.
Okay, good. Catherine, what is the activity?
En Spanish.
Okay, try it in Spanish.
Según entiendo, toca organizar las palabras según cómo creamos que va la conversación.
Very good. You have to give a number. Deben dar un número for the picture. Alright? Very good.
Entonces, por ejemplo, según yo entiendo, para mí la primera imagen sería Hello, my name is. Entonces, ¿cuál sería la segunda imagen? Así es. ¿Cuál sería la tercera para seguir con la conversación?
La primera es hello, my name is. ¿No?
Yes, but I'm sorry. The activity is individual, alright? Simplemente tenemos que dar un número a la imagen que nosotros consideramos es lo primero que diríamos en una conversación cuando nos estamos presentando a nosotros mismos. Entonces tenemos que colocar un número. Esta de pronto considero que es la primera, la segunda, la tercera. Un número, o sea, ustedes organizan las 6 imágenes del 1 al 6. ¿Listo? Y cuando ya las hayan organizado en su mente, continuamos y corregimos a ver cuál es la imagen correcta.
En una conversación.
Sí, cuando nos estamos presentando, nosotros mismos. You got it, Brian? Try. Don't worry. Do your best. Hagan lo que ustedes mejor puedan.
Es que la verdad no lo entiendo bien.
Well, this one?
Yes.
Alright. How old are you? And I am 40 years old.
Años.
Correct. But this is only one picture. Todo esto es solamente una imagen. Alright? Remember, 6 pictures. I'm so sorry. Okay. Got it? Okay. Finished? No? Alright, no problem. That's the idea. That if we don't understand something, in the group we're going to correct information. Si no entendemos algo, la idea es pues, que entre el grupo podamos corregir cualquier información. Very good. So, what do you think is the picture number 1?
Hello, my name is.
Hello, my name is. Very good. This is the picture number 1.
Number what?
Yeah, this is the picture number 1. What is picture number 2?
How old are you?
How old are you? No.
No, it's nice to meet you.
Very good. The
Okay.
picture number 2 is nice to meet you. Alright? Do you know what nice to meet you is in Spanish, guys?
Mucho gusto.
Mucho gusto. Very good. Nice to meet you.
Ah,
What do you think is the next expression? Well, the number 3. What would be the number 3?
Nice to meet you.
Very good. Nice to meet you too. What is nice to meet you too, guys?
Tú también, como, mucho gusto.
También mucho gusto.
Mucho gusto. También. That would be the expression. Very good. What is the number 4?
How old are you?
How old are you?
What do you
Yeah. Actually, this is the number 4. How old are you? And the answer is, I am 4 years old. Alright? So, do you know what how old are you means? What is how old are you?
¿Cuántos años tienes?
¿Cuántos años tienes? This is how old are
¿Me
you.
recuerdas?
Yeah, this is number
Sí.
And what is number 5?
What do you do?
What do you do? Very good. What is what do you do?
¿Qué haces?
¿Qué haces? ¿A qué te dedicas? Very good. And what is number 6?
I am a director.
I am a director. Right? In this case, if you ask me what do you do, I tell you I am a teacher. Alright? For example, Brian, what do you do?
I am a student.
I am a student. What do you do? I'm sorry, would you remind me your name, please?
Un nombre.
My name.
Yeah, it is.
Angel.
Angela, I'm sorry, Angela. I will memorize it, I promise. Mr. Angel, what do you do?
Technician.
Alright, I am a technician. Very good. Do you remember the word a is very important for profession? So I don't say like I am teacher. I say I am a teacher. I am a student. Or I am an engineer. I am a technician. What do you do? I am a student. Very good. And you? What do you do?
I am an engineer.
I am an engineer. Very good. So now, tell me, like in that conversation, what would you replace? So in this case, try to use like this conversation in your own word, with your own experience. Example, Brigitte, you turn this your name?
Jireh.
I'm sorry. I will try to memorize it. I'm terrible. Actually, I'm terrible at names. Alright? So, Jireh. Yeah, Jireh, I'm sorry. Don't you have another name? Is your only name? ¿Es el único nombre que tienes? Oh my god, I tried to memorize it. Okay, good. So, Jireh, how would you do this conversation with your own information? ¿Cómo harías esta conversación con tu propia información?
Primero mi nombre, hello.
Go ahead, continue. Don't worry. Hello.
Hello. Mucho gusto.
Here.
Okay. Hello, my name is Jireh.
Very good. Nice to meet you. Okay, nice to meet you. How old are you? Okay, very good. Excellent. Vivian, how would you replace this information? Instead of like I am 4 years old, what would you say?
I am
50?
yes, but 27 years old.
Okay, very good. Brian, how would you replace this information? How do you relate this information? I'm so sorry. Here,
Is what do you do? I am a student.
I am a student. Very good. Excellent. So now we'll practice the pronunciation, and then we will learn how to use this information for our own information. So repeat, everybody. Hello.
Hello.
My name is.
My name is.
Repeat again. Hello.
Hello.
My name is.
My name is.
Good. Now repeat. What is your name?
What is your name?
Repeat again. What is your name?
What is your name?
Very good. So what is your name? What is your name?
Hello, my name is.
Very good. Perfect. So hello. My name is your name. Brian. How old are you?
I am 18 years old.
I am 18 years old. Very good. Excellent. Now repeat, everybody. How old are you?
How old are you?
Repeat. How
How
old
old
are you? This is your name. Repeat. Older.
older?
Older.
How
Older.
Older.
older
Repeat. How.
older you?
Again, everybody repeat. How
How
older
Older.
you?
You.
How old are you?
How old are you?
How old are you?
How old are you?
Very good. Very easy. So now, Angel, how old are you?
I am 47 years old.
Very good. Excellent. And now, the last question. Repeat. What do you do?
What do you do?
Again, repeat. What do you do?
What do you do?
Very good. What is what do you do in Spanish, guys?
¿Qué haces?
Very good. The profession. So, again, repeat. What do you do?
What do you do?
I am a.
I am
Very good. And then you say the profession. So, example, Vivian, what do you do?
I am an engineer.
Okay, very good. Excellent. So, repeat. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Again, repeat. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Very good. Repeat. Nice to meet you too.
Nice to meet you too.
What is nice to meet you?
Mucho gusto.
Very good. Nice to meet you too.
Mucho gusto. También mucho gusto.
Very good. Excellent. So now, do you consider that with this information we may introduce ourselves? ¿Consideran que con esta información nos podemos presentar?
Sí.
Yes.
Very good. So now, let's try a simple conversation. Example, hello.
Hello,
What's your name?
my name is Angel.
Very good. Maybe the question back. No problem. Try it. Maybe the question back. Hazme la pregunta.
Christian.
What's your name?
Estoy bloqueado.
No problem, no problem. That happens. Eso pasa. Entonces, si yo te pregunto algo, pues en una conversación, tú normalmente pues le preguntas lo mismo a la otra persona. Eso es en cualquier idioma. Así uno no le importa, igual no lo pregunta. ¿Cierto? ¿Cómo estás? Bien. ¿Y tú cómo estás? Es como, I don't care, no me importa, pero igual te pregunto. This is information. So, again, let's start again. So, I say hello.
Hello,
What's your name?
my name Angel. What is your name?
Very good. My name is Arlene. How old are you, Angel? Yeah, try it. You can do it.
I have 47 years old.
Pretty good. Now, but you don't say have, you say I am. Right?
I am.
47?
I am.
No problem. Try. That happens. Try, inténtalo. So, I am.
I am 47 years old.
Pretty good. Now, make me the question back. Hazme la pregunta.
How old are you?
Pretty good. I am 25 years old. Nice to meet you, Angel.
Nice to meet you too.
Pretty good. Angel, what do you do?
I technician, electrical.
Very good. Now maybe the question back. Pregúntame de vuelta. Here you got a question.
¿Qué haces? What do you do?
Okay, I am an English teacher. Okay. See you later. Bye bye.
Goodbye.
Very good. Perfect. An applause. Very good. Thank you. You got it. Great. So, difficult, a simple conversation in English?
Simple.
No problem. It's very easy, right? This is nervous. That's it.
Teachers,
Good.
one question.
Yeah. What is your question?
En español, ¿por qué no se dice I am, no, I have years old, I have X years old?
Because of the uses of the verb to be. Why? Because like in English, I don't say like I have 25 years old. No, this is not correct. I say like I am 25 years old. I am, how old are you? 20 something?
I am 24.
I am 24 years old. Exactly what you say, right? So in this case, you say I am, no I have. Why? Because of the uses of the verb to be. Alright? Because the verb to have is for having possessions. Example, I say like, I'm sorry, I have a remote, tengo un control, I have a remote. But this is for possessions. Mis años no son una posesión. Alright? So I don't say like, I have 24 years old, no, because this is not my possession. That's why I say with the verb to be in English. Alright? So this is the explanation why. So now, great. Now guys, we will see a short video, alright, about how to introduce ourselves. So now, we already saw like some expressions in here. Now we will see how the experts do it. So please pay attention to the video. Give me one moment, please. Does it have an area?
¿Por qué no hacerlo hoy mismo? Con Taylor Brands puedes crear un logo profesional en cuestión de minutos.
I'm so sorry.
Herramienta basada en inteligencia artificial.
Ay, pero no se ve ahí.
Ah, okay.
Mientras,
Give me one moment.
sí. Claro.
Now? Great. Screen up.
Speak English. How are you?
I'm sorry. May I like make louder the audio, please?
Ah, sí.
Thank you.
Ahí se mueve.
Is this one? Or not? Okay, thank you.
The secret to speaking English.
Yeah.
How to introduce yourself in English. This secret will improve your ability to speak like a native English speaker. Are you ready? Well then, let's jump right in. As an English learner, one of the first things that you must do is learn how to introduce yourself in English. But the question is, how can you properly introduce yourself in English? What information should you give, and what is the right order? Well, if you have ever asked yourself these questions, this lesson is definitely for you. Today, I will teach you the best method for introducing yourself in English. Let's look at this method together. Introducing yourself in English can be viewed as a circle made up of 3 parts. Part 1 is life. This is where you talk about who you are and where you are from. Part 2 is hobby. This is where you talk about your hobby and the reason why you chose it. And part 3 is dream. This is where you describe your dreams about the future. Now, we understand what each part...
Sorry to interrupt the video. This part is very important, alright? So please, if you may, please take notes of this part, only of this part, okay? Remember the 3 three parts that we have to take into account in a self-introduction is like life, hobby, and dream. Okay? Remember the three parts. Got it?
Basically is, but let's go into more detail so that we can understand exactly how to properly introduce ourselves. To do this, we must break down each individual part. Let's start with part 1. Part 1 is, once again, life. For this part, we will select 3 of the 5 W's: who, where, and what. Now we will write down a short piece of information for each of these W's. For who, we can say name. For where, we can say hometown or native country. And for what, we can say character and personality. So let's look at an example for part 1. For who, we have Peter. For where, we have Spain. For what, we have diligent and outgoing person. Now, let's see how this will be said in an actual introduction. Hello, my name is Peter and I am from Spain. I am a very diligent and outgoing person. This is a very clear and concise way of introducing yourself for part 1. Next, let's move on to part 2. Part 2, once again, is hobby. For this part, we will also select 3 of the 5 W's: what, why, and when. Now we will write down a short piece of information for each of these W's. For what, we can say hobby. For why, we can say the main reason for choosing that hobby. And for when, we can say when you usually do that hobby. So let's look at an example for part 2. For what, we have playing the piano. For why, we have I love classical music. And for when, we have every evening after work. This is how part 2 would sound. My hobby is playing the piano. I love classical music, so I usually play the piano every evening after work. This is also a very clear and concise way of introducing yourself for part 2. Finally, let's look at part 3. Part 3 is, once again, dream. For this part, we will once again select 3 of the 5 W's: what, when, and why. Now we will write down a short piece of information for each of these W's. For what, we can say what our dream is. For when, we can say when we want to reach that dream. And for why, we can say why we chose that dream. So now let's look at an example for part 3. For what, we have travel all around the world. For when, we have over the next 10 years. For why, we have I have always loved meeting new people and learning about new cultures. Now this is how part 3 would sound. My dream is to travel all around the world. I plan to do this over the next 10 years. I have always loved meeting new people and learning about new cultures. This is also a very clear and concise way of introducing yourself for part 3. Okay, now that we have looked at each part in detail, let's see what the entire English introduction sounds like with part 1, part 2, and part 3 all together. Hello, my name is Peter and I am from Spain. I am a very diligent and outgoing person. My hobby is playing the piano. I love classical classical music, so I usually play the piano every evening after work. My dream is to travel all around the world. I plan to do this over the next 10 years. I have always loved meeting new people and learning about new cultures. Excellent. Now this is a good English introduction. All right, amazing. Today you learned the 18th secret to speaking English. How to introduce yourself in English. We looked at the 3 parts of an English introduction. Part 1 is, that's right, life. Part 2 is, you got it, hobby. And part 3 is, excellent, dream. Using this secret, you will be able to introduce yourself like a native English speaker. Now, try to introduce yourself in English at least one time today. You can do it. You can speak English. I hope this video helped you.
Good. So now, in this video, we learn like some keys or some tips that will help us out. You know, like for us to introduce ourselves. So I would like you to tell me what are the 3 important parts for like introduce ourselves in English.
Life, hobby, and dream.
Very good. Life, hobby, and dream. They are the 3 parts that we need in an English introduction. Para presentarnos en inglés necesitamos esas 3 partes. So, the number 1, life. What type of information do we use in life, guys?
Name,
The name, very good. What else?
country,
Where
The country?
country.
Okay, the country. Good.
personality.
Personality? Yeah. Was it in personality? Yes, it was because it is part of our life. Very good. What else? What else do you remember? No more?
Life.
Okay. For life, no more. What was it? Number 2. What do you remember of number 2, Angel? What do you remember of part number 2?
Hobby.
Hobby. Very good. And what type of information do we use in hobby?
Hobby.
Just hobby?
Hobby.
Yes, where do you go?
You remember the information about hobby?
I like
Very good. The things that I like. What else?
The reason for your hobby.
Very good. The reason for your hobby, the reason that you have, I say like, I don't know, I like playing soccer because my father is, I don't know, Maradona, something like that. Yeah? You see? So I have a reason for that hobby. Alright? What else? No more? No more?
What did you do for your hobby?
What do you do for your hobby? No, it wasn't. What was it? Do you remember that there were 3 WH,
When.
right?
When.
When, very good.
When
The time that you use for your hobby, alright? So I don't know, like I like playing soccer on Sundays, or I like playing soccer every afternoon or every day, right? Very good. And now, the third part, what is the third part?
Dream.
Dream. What is a dream? What is dream? Very good, el sueño, la meta, alright? Example, I don't know, maybe my dream is like, I don't know, win Baloto once a life, alright? I would like to. So, I don't know, my dream is to play Baloto every day in order to win Baloto once a life. Alright? You see, so I have a dream. Maybe, I don't know, your dream is to get a car, or to buy a house, or to get a better job, to graduate from university. There are many dreams that we have. Alright? Good. So now, did you like the video? Good. So, many things, right? So, say that maybe introduce ourselves is like very simple. Just my name is. Just my name is, and that's it. No, but you see, introduce ourselves, presentación lo mismo, contiene mucha información. Very good. So now, let's continue. So now, today, also, Give me one second, please. Give me one moment, please. Good.
Pero es el de Brian.
Ah, pero
¿Dónde
¿ese
está?
le sirve?
No creo. Va a quedar un corte. No, no.
Can you see them? Ryan, you can walk. Stand up, please. Can you see over there? Good. So now, to introduce yourself. I'm sorry. To introduce yourself, there are some questions now. Now let's pick up the questions. Do you remember the questions? What were the questions? What is
your name?
What is your name? That's the first question. What is the answer for that question?
My name is.
Very good. My name is. So you remember, what is your name? My name is. Do you consider that maybe we have another option for that question?
No.
Do we have another option?
What is your work?
Okay, very good. No, we're talking about the question. What is your name? ¿Cuál es tu nombre? The answer is my name is. But do you consider that maybe there is another answer? Any other possibility to say your name in English? Pretty good.
Okay.
I am.
Vale.
Very good. This is another option. So we say what is your name? We have two possibilities. So my name is or I am. Alright? Example, what is your name?
Right? I am Ryan.
I am Brian or
My name is
my
Ryan.
name is Brian. So you have two possibilities. Both are correct. What is your name? Very good. Or the second possibility? Very good. I am Jared. Perfect. Now, this is the first question. What is the second question? You remember the second question?
Nice to meet you. Oh, no.
Well,
Question.
nice to meet you actually is an expression, but question.
The first activity.
Oh, the first activity. You remember?
How old are you?
How old are
Very
you?
good. How old are you? So, how old are you? Do you remember the question?
Yes.
How do you answer that question?
I am that year.
Very good. Very good. So you say how old are you? I am, and the number of years old. Example, Jide. Very good. How old are you?
I am
15.
years old.
Very good. I am 15 years old. Brian, how old are you?
I am 18 years old.
Very good. Catherine, how old are you?
I am 24 years old.
Very good. Angel, how old are you?
I am 47 years old.
Very good. Vivian, how old are you?
I am 27 years old.
Very good. Excellent. So now, let's continue with the next question. What was the next question?
What do you do?
Very good. What do you do? Very good. What is the answer for that question?
I am bad.
Very good. Excellent.
I am
am. And you mentioned your profession. Alright? So, example, Brian, what do you do?
I am a student.
Student. Very good. What do you do, Angel?
I am technician.
I am. Repeat.
I am a
I am a
technician.
technician. Very good.
So,
It means un. The thing is that maybe you're thinking in Spanish. In Spanish you say like yo soy técnico. Yeah. But not in English. You say like yo soy un técnico. Right? This is very important. For professions, this is important.
profession.
In English.
Only
In professions only, not only, but for professions is mandatory. Alright? Sorry.
Question in Spanish.
Okay.
Porque si yo voy a responder, I am an engineer. Porque es an.
Good. Very good question. Give me 1 second. Good.
¿Sí?
Good.
Sí, sí, claro.
Brian, please read this expression.
I am a actor.
Good. Now please do it fast.
I am actor.
I am actor.
I am actor.
Do it faster, hazlo más rápido.
I am actor. I am actor.
You see? I am actor. So it's difficult to pronounce because they are like with the same pronunciation or they are vowels. So it's difficult like to make a difference between those two words. So that's why when the profession, alright, is like with a vowel sound con un sonido vocálico. So that's why you say and. Because it is necessary, I'm sorry, it is necessary, give me 1 moment, please. It is necessary to make a difference, alright? To make a difference between those two words. So that's why you say an engineer, no a engineer. You say like an elephant or elephant, because you see it would be like difficult to make the difference.
Okay.
And as you know, English, people who speak English, they speak fast. Alright? So you don't understand, I'm actor.
en el español.
Yeah.
Perdón. Ese an no es si está entre dos consonantes o a entre dos vocales, si es un.
No.
No.
It depends on this word, right? Depende de la siguiente palabra. Si empieza con un sonido vocálico, tiene que ir a.
An. Y si es consonante, es a.
Perfect. Very good. There are some exceptions, hay algunas excepciones, alright? Example, I am
Que solo
Pues depende del sonido.
Yes.
Es del
Very
sonido
good.
porque.
the sound, not the writing.
Okay,
es a.
the sound.
Give me 1
I
moment.
am a student.
I'm sorry, what I did?
And economist.
What I did,
Un
bro?
error técnico.
Yes.
Ah,
Did I lose the information? ¿Perdí la información?
Oh, no.
no.
Que
Don't
toque
worry.
que vuelva a encontrar eso. No se vuelve a eso.
Mientras
All
uno se va
right.
soltando.
I'm so sorry. Thank you.
Claro.
Good.
No se deja. Mientras tanto.
Give us 1 second, please. Slowly.
Ay,
Very good, thank you. Well, look at this example. I am a unicorn. What happened? The sound here is you. The sound, el sonido, is you. Alright? The sound is you.
sí.
So in this case, you say, unicorn. But if you're gonna say like, I don't know, maybe I am give me 1 moment. Good. What is the pronunciation of this word? Umbrella. Umbrella. So I am umbrella. You see? So umbrella. There is no difference. So in this case, the word would be an umbrella. Alright? So you see, it doesn't depend on the handwriting, no depende de la escritura. It depends on the sound of this expression.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
You see? Pretty good.
Yes.
Alright. Good. Let's continue. So you say like, Brian told me, I am a student. This is the expression. How old are you? What do you do? What other questions are used? What other questions? Example?
My profession is no.
Question.
The question, yeah.
Sí, bueno.
Do you remember this expression? Where are you from?
Sí.
Good. Please repeat. Where are you from?
Where are you from?
Again, repeat. Where are you from?
Where are you from?
Very good. Do you know what that's? I'm sorry. Do you know what it means? Do you know what it means? ¿Saben lo que significa?
¿De dónde eres?
Ah,
¿De dónde somos?
Very
¿de
good.
dónde eres?
Right? Where you're from? De dónde eres? So now, what is the answer? What would be the answer? ¿Cuál es la respuesta?
From
I am from Colombia.
Very good. You have this expression. I am from, and you say the country. I am from Colombia. I am from the United States. I am from Canada. I am from Puerto Rico. I am from England. All right. So it depends on the country that you're talking about. What other option do we have here? Do you have another option?
What do you like?
Options for this question.
Ah, option.
Do we have another option for the question?
No. No.
Yes, we do.
I am.
The nationality.
Ah.
Example.
Okay, I am Colombian.
Colombia.
I am
Sí, porque ¿de dónde eres? Yo soy de Colombia o yo soy colombiano.
Give me one moment.
Soy colombiana, parezco país, pero...
Pretty good. You say like, I am from Colombia and I am Colombian. So in this option, you can have the country, and in this option, you can have the nationality. Alright? So example, I am from United States. So what would be the nationality? I am American. That would be. Example, I say like, I am from Venezuela. What would be the nationality? I am Venezuelan.
A Venezuela.
Alright? If you say like, I am from Argentina.
I am
Argentinian.
Argentinian, that's the expression, right? If I am from Brazil,
I am
Brazilian.
I am Brazilian, very good. If you say like, I am from England,
I am British.
okay, I am British, could work, but in that case would be like, I am English. English is also not only like a language, it is a nationality.
Okay.
Alright? So now do you understand here the country or here the nationality? There are two ways where are you from. Alright? Or also you can mention the hometown. Example, if you tell me, teacher, where are you from? I tell you, I am from Bogota. Alright? And another person would say like I am from Zipaquirá, I am from Ibagué, I am from different parts of the country. Example, Mr. Angel, where are you from?
I am from Bogota.
You're from Bogota. Very good. Is there anybody who is out of Bogota? Maybe from Zipaquirá or another
Según
place?
mi cédula, I am from Ubaté.
You're from Ubaté.
Pero no,
Where is it? Where is Ubaté located? Where is it located?
Cundinamarca.
Okay, very good. I didn't know that. I didn't know that place.
Podemos ir a hacer una clase de inglés allá.
My God, yeah.
I am
It
from
should be.
Suacha.
Yeah. Example. Now, I am from Bogota, but I live. Alright? In Suacha. So this is another question. Where do you live?
Where do you live?
So where do you live? What is where do you live? Donde vives. Very good. So where do you live? What would be the answer?
I live.
I
I live.
I live.
I live.
I live. Actually, we say like I live in. Example, I live in Soacha. I live in Ciudad Verde. Example, where do you live?
I live in Suba.
You live in Suba. Where do you live? In Suba. Very good. Where do you live, Brian?
I live in Suba.
In Suba as well. Very good. Excellent. So, in this case, there is another question. That is, what do you? I'm sorry, give me a moment. What are you like? Do you know what that question is? Do you know what it means?
¿Te gusta?
No.
No.
¿Qué te gusta?
No.
Where?
¿Qué te gusta hacer?
¿Cómo eres?
Uy.
What are you like? ¿Cómo eres? So this is when you're talking about like your adjectives. Alright? So what are adjectives? Adjectives are characteristics. Alright? Simple as that. Characteristics. So, what are you like? I say my characteristics. Example, I am intelligent. I am cheerful. I don't know.
Happy.
Happy is like a state, but yeah, it should work. I am like, that would be like cheerful. Cheerful. There is another
What is
expression. Cheerful is like alegre. That would be the
Okay.
adjective. I am, let's talk about tall, or short, or fat, or, okay, picky.
What is picky?
Mamona, fastidiosa.
Fastidiosa.
There's
Ah,
expression.
no.
But
Cheerful,
let's talk about like, I don't know, other characteristics like, I don't know, fast. Many characteristics, many adjectives, right? You say, what are you like? You say adjectives and you have many characteristics. Alright? Very good. So now, we will do a short review. Vamos a hacer un review of the information. So now, introduce yourself. Repeat everybody. What is your name? Repeat. What is your name?
What is your name?
Again, repeat. What is your name?
What is your name?
Very good. What is your name? Very good. Very good. Excellent. Repeat. How old are you?
How old are you?
Repeat. How
How
old are?
older?
Older.
Older.
How
How
older?
older?
Older you.
Very good. Repeat. How old are you?
How old are you?
Very good. So, how old are you?
am 27 years old.
Very good. Excellent. Repeat. What do you do?
What did you do?
Again, repeat. What do you do?
What did you do?
Excellent. What do you do?
I am student.
Very good. I am
A student.
a student. Excellent. So now repeat. Where are you from?
Where are you from?
Again, repeat. Where are you from?
Where are you from?
Where are you from?
I am from Colombia. I am Colombian.
Very good. Excellent. So now repeat. Where do you live?
Where do you live?
Again, repeat. Where do you live?
Where do you live?
Excellent. And how do you answer? Where do you live?
I live in Bogota.
Again, repeat. Repeat.
I live in Bogota.
What part of Bogota?
It's Suba.
Very good. Please don't confuse where are you from and where do you live are different.
It's different.
Alright, so where are you from? The part where you born, donde nacieron. And where do you live?
Casa.
Very good. In a house. I live in a house. part of where you live. Repeat, what are you like? Again, repeat, what are you like? Very good. What are you like, Brian?
I am eligible.
What else? What else?
No more.
And no more. And that's it. Example, what do you do? My God. Gire. I'm terrible at names, I'm sorry. Cheerful. Very good. What are you like now?
I am cheerful.
Don't mention. Let's do the next thing. Don't mention. Don't
Okay.
repeat the words. All right? Because everybody is intelligent and cheerful. All right?
Otra. Perseverante, ¿cómo se dice?
Hardworking.
I am hard.
Hard working.
Hardworking. I am hardworking.
Very good. Excellent. Mr. Angel, what are you like?
Similar.
Very not intelligent.
Very good. But actually, the word would be like, I am not intelligent, but you are very intelligent. You are. Alright? Well, yeah, good. Excellent. So now, let's continue, please, with the next information. We are going to talk about the uses of the verb to be. Do you remember the verb to be? Do you know what the verb to be is? Uses of the verb to be. Do you know what the verb to be is?
Cero está.
Very good. Ser o estar, that's the way that you learn that at school. But remember, like, of course, the verb to be is used like to say ser or estar, but it has many uses, tiene muchos usos, como nos acabamos de ver. Todo lo que acabamos de ver, a excepción de dónde vives, where do you live, todo eso se hace con el verbo to be. El quiénes somos, ¿cierto? El what are you like, el where are you from, what is your name, what do you do. Todo eso se hace con el verbo to be. Entonces tiene muchos usos, the uses of the verb to be. But now, so with the verb to be, like to talk about the verb to be, it is necessary for us to remember like the people who use the verb to be. So in this case we have like something called the personal pronouns. That is like I, you, give me 1 second, he, she. Give me 1 moment please. Very good.
Silence.
Give me 1 moment, please. Very good. What's going on?
Sí.
Give me 1 moment. Sit down, please. I may. Thank you. Sit down. So now, please. Thank you. Well, in this case, we have like something that is called the personal pronouns. Do you recognize these words? ¿Reconocen esas palabras? Have you ever seen them? Good. So in this case, when we're talking about the verb to be, we have to talk about the people, right? Who use this verb. In this case, do you know what I is? Do you remember what I is in Spanish? Do you remember what I is?
Yo.
Very good. So in this case, you say like yo. Alright, this is the word in Spanish that represents the word. You,
Tú.
very good. He,
Eh,
very good. She,
ella.
it,
Eso.
very good. This is used for objects, para objetos. We,
Sí.
very good. You,
Usted.
ustedes, and they,
Ellos.
ellos. So as you can see, there are two you. One you that is in singular, alright, and one you that is in plural. But it is the same way. Se escribe de la misma manera. Alright? So now do you remember that? Good. Now, remember that for the verb to be, there is something that is called auxiliaries. Alright? So remember that the verb to be, as Catherine said before, this is called ser or estar. But you don't say I be, or you be, he be, she be. No, this is not correct. Right? So you used, in this case, the verb to be for that. So in this case, you would say like, give me one moment. You say like I am. You say like you are. Alright? That you are will be like with ser or estar. So you say like tú eres or tú estás. Right? So it depends for both of them. For he, you say he is, this is the auxiliary. So what does it mean? That they are the three auxiliaries. Am, repeat am, very good. Now, repeat are, is. Very good, they are the three auxiliaries. So it is not possible if you say I are. No, this is not possible. If you say like you is, it's not possible. Alright? So there is a specific auxiliary for each one of the personal pronouns. For she example, what do you think the auxiliary of she is?
She.
She is. Very good. Excellent. Alright. What do you think the auxiliary of it? Is. Very good. What do you think the auxiliary of we is?
We are.
Very good, we are. I'm sorry, give me a moment. Very good. What is the auxiliary for you?
You are.
Very good, you are. What is the auxiliary for they?
They are.
Very good. Excellent. So now, if they are the auxiliaries of the verb to be, alright? Would you give me one example of professions, please? Jire, I'm so sorry. Jire, would you give me one example of professions with I am, please? Professions. Do you remember the uses? ¿Se acuerdan de los usos del verbo to be? Professions, ages, edades, nationalities. Remember that? Characteristics or adjectives. So, profession. One example of profession. Yeah. With a profession. Give me one example of the verb to be with a profession. Yes, no problem. Very good, excellent. I am a student. Perfect. Good. Mr. Angel, would you give me please one example of the verb to be with a country, please?
No understand.
Yeah, good. Give me one example of a country or a nationality with you are.
You are Colombian.
Very good, excellent. You are Colombian. Alright? I'm sorry, give me one moment. You are Colombian. Or you have another option. What is the other option? The second option.
He's from Colombia.
Okay, very good. He is from Colombia. You see? You are Colombian, tú eres colombiano, alright? Or he's from Colombia. so independent. It depends on the country or the nationality, the way you want to use it. Give me one example of she's, please, Brian. Give me one example of she's with an adjective, with a characteristic. She's.
She's short or tall.
Okay, pretty good. So, short or tall?
Not tall.
Okay, very good. Tall. So she's tall. Very good. It is. Vivian, would you give me one example with it is? Give me that example with one of the uses. Give me the example with a characteristic as well, with an adjective.
It is fast.
Okay, pretty good. It is fast. But you're not talking about Transmilenio, right? Because this is not fast.
Motorcycle.
The motorcycle. Okay, very good. We are. Let's use with the second use, start. Remember, zero and start is the verb to be, right? So now, with we are. Would you give me one example with we are, please? Angela, again?
We are here.
Pretty good, excellent. The best example. We are here. Alright? Nosotros estamos aquí. We are here. With you are, the last one, in plural. Brian, give me another example, please, with the age.
With the age.
Do you remember age? Edad.
You are 20 years old.
Pretty good. You are 20 years old. So as you see, it doesn't matter if it is in singular or in plural. Maybe I have a group, de pronto tengo un grupo en el que todos tienen 20 años de edad. Por eso digo, you are 20 years old. Alright? Good. They are. So, example of they are. Give me one example with a characteristic, please. Vivian. With a characteristic with they are.
They are happy.
Pretty good, they are happy. Excellent. So good. This is the verb to be. But remember, this is the way we use the verb to be for the different uses. Which are the uses? ¿Me recuerdan los usos del verbo to be, por favor?
Nationality.
Okay, very good. Countries or nationalities? We're gonna... Give me one second. Countries or nationalities? Good. Countries, nationalities, good. You said characteristics, so this is called adjectives. Adjectives. What other use we have?
Age.
Age, la edad, pretty good. What else? What else? Angel, do you remember another use?
Professions.
Professions. Pretty good. Professions.
Name.
The name, okay, pretty good. Name. What else? Do you remember more uses? Okay, pretty good.
Verbs.
I'm sorry?
With verbs.
With verbs. Not in this case, because this is called like this wouldn't be like the verb to be. This would be like present continuous or other tenses. That this is totally different to this information. But so far so good. So questions so far. Do you have questions? No questions? Okay. Now, how would you consider? How would you use this expression in negative? How would you think that it would be negative? Example, you say, I am a student. What would be the negative form?
I am not a student.
Pretty good. I not. This is the corresponding order. In this case, you have a subject, that is the person. You have the auxiliary verb, that is am, are, or is, alright? And then you say not. Be careful. It's not correct if you say I not am. No, this is not correct. Si traducen literal del español, yo no soy, I not am. No, this is not correct, okay? In English, you have the auxiliaries. And this is the corresponding order. You have a subject, the auxiliary, and not. So you say, I am not a student, alright? Or also, you have some contractions that we will see in a moment. What would be like the negative in the second one?
You're not.
You're not Colombian.
Very good. You are not Colombian. Excellent.
You're
And in this case, you have another option, alright? The second option is aren't. Aren't, repeat, aren't is the contraction of are not. So instead of saying like, you are not Colombian, you may say as well, you aren't Colombian. Alright? So you may say like, you are in Colombia. Is the contraction of your not. He is from Colombia. What would be the negative form? He is? He is not from Colombia. Very good. Or what do you think is the contraction of is not? Very good. The contraction is isn't. Repeat, isn't. Isn't. So you say like he's not from Colombia or he isn't from Colombia. Now, if you say she's tall, what do you think is the negative form?
She's not tall.
Very good. She's not tall or
She isn't tall.
she isn't tall. Pretty good. Excellent. It is fast. What is the negative form?
It is not fast.
It is not fast or the contraction isn't fast. Very good. What is the negative form of we are?
Who is not?
No?
We are not.
We is not?
Who is not? Who is?
We?
We
We are not.
We are not.
Remember that the auxiliary is not is for everybody though. In this case we have for I is am. For you we have are, right? For his is, for she is, for we are, you are, and they are. This is important. It's not permitted, it's not like allowed that we say like you is or we is. No. We have a specific auxiliary for each person. Okay? This is very important. So we are not here, or we aren't. Pretty good. We aren't. The same. You are not,
You are not.
or you
Are
aren't. Pretty good. And the last one. They are.
No.
They are not, or they aren't. Yeah. Very good. Okay. Do you have questions about it? Clear information? Alright. Please copy the examples for you don't remember the examples. I'm sorry, for you don't forget the examples. Ready? now we already know the information about how to talk about like affirmative and negative statements using the verb to be. But how would you consider that would be like a question with using the verb to be, guys? How would you consider a question using the verb to be?
The structure about
Yeah. How would you organize it? How would you make a question? Example. This same expression, I am not a student. How would be the question?
first of all the way we ask question.
You are,
Okay, the WH. First of all, the WH.
are you,
Okay. The WH, para el doctor, los que no saben que no se me confundan, las WH son preguntas como qué, cómo, cuándo, a qué horas, por qué. Esto entonces en inglés siempre irían esas WH. Si hay la WH, o sea, si está una WH dentro de la pregunta, si hay un por qué, para qué, cómo. Si no hay una WH, ¿con qué seguiríamos? What would be the next?
The verb to be.
The verb to be. Excellent. The auxiliary. So the auxiliary. And the next, the subject. The subject is the person. Okay. So how would be the question number 1 following that type of structure?
am I student?
Very good. Am I a student? Yeah. Why? Because we don't have a WH, but we do have the auxiliary, that is am. We have the subject, that is I, and we have a complement, that is a student. Alright? So, am I a student? So, always with a question, siempre con una pregunta, we start with the auxiliary. Empezamos con el auxiliary. Alright? Very good. Angel, could you help me out to make the second question, please? What would be the second question?
Again.
Again, alright, no problem. Following this type of structure, sabiendo que así con esta estructura y con este orden se hace una pregunta con el verbo to be, ¿cómo organizarías la segunda pregunta?
Hacer una pregunta.
La segunda. Hay una WH, una pregunta de cómo, cuándo, cómo, para qué. No la hay. Listo, ¿con qué seguiríamos entonces?
No, con un auxiliar.
¿Y cuál es el auxiliar?
Your.
¿Cuál sería el auxiliar?
Are.
Are, very good. ¿Con qué seguiríamos? Who is the subject? Remember, the subject is the person. Espérate, el sujeto es la persona de la que estamos hablando. ¿Quién sería la persona?
You.
You, very good. Y luego el resto del complemento que tenemos.
Are you from Colombia?
Very good, excellent.
Es que no entiendo la pregunta en inglés. No la entiendo. Entonces por eso no lo puedo hablar.
No problem. Are you from Colombia? Excellent, that's the structure, esa es la estructura siempre. Auxiliar, sujeto. Y si hay una WH, primero la WH. Enviarse. You see?
¿En qué momento puede haber una doble?
Example, where are you from? Cuando me dices where are you from, primero está where, que es de dónde, ¿cierto? Y ahí sí sigue el auxiliar el resto. What is your name? Primero está what, que es la WH. Is, que sería el auxiliar, y your name, que sería el sujeto. Pretty good. Jiret, can you help me out with the next question, please? Jiret. The next question. What is? Yes. Yeah, pretty good. It's the same question basically. Are you from Colombia? Good. Vivian, can you help me out with the next one, please?
Is he from Colombia?
Pretty good. Is he from Colombia?
From
Good. Brian, help me out with the next one, please.
Teacher, is possible, are you Colombian?
Exactly. Are you Colombian? Because I didn't do like that. Yeah, but yeah. Are you Colombian? That would be the specific question in this case. Are you Colombian? So, Brian, with the next one, please.
Is she tall?
Is she tall? Pretty good. Catherine, would you help me out with the next one?
Is it
Mm-hmm.
fast?
Is it fast? Excellent. Very good. Angel, again, with the next one, please. The question in this case.
El auxiliar.
El auxiliar.
Ujú.
Para que no te confundas, siempre toda pregunta en inglés comienza con el auxiliar. A menos de que tenga una WH. Si tiene una WH, va la WH y luego el auxiliar. ¿Cómo lo organizarías?
We are there.
¿Y con qué comenzaría?
We.
Recuerda, siempre toda pregunta comienza con el auxiliar. En inglés toda pregunta siempre empieza con el auxiliar. A menos de que lleve una WH. Si tiene una WH, primero va la WH y luego el auxiliar. Si no la lleva, entonces empezamos con el auxiliar. ¿Cuál es el auxiliar?
Are.
Entonces con esa comenzamos. ¿Qué seguiría?
No sé qué estoy preguntando.
Pretty good.
No sé qué estoy
¿Cuál sería la
preguntando.
pregunta? O sea, ¿qué dice acá? Si te digo, we are not here.
Nosotros no estamos aquí.
Muy bien. Entonces, ¿cuál sería la pregunta? Convierte eso en pregunta.
Nosotros estamos aquí.
Listo, esa es tu pregunta. Ya sabes qué quieres preguntar. Ahora pregúntalo en inglés.
Are we not here?
No, ese is not, elimínalo ahí, mira. ¿Por qué? Porque lógicamente tú lo estás tratando de convertir de una negación a una pregunta. Pero normalmente en inglés no se pregunta en negativo. Y si se pregunta en negativo, lo que se hace es utilizar el auxiliar con la contracción. ¿Listo? Pero por lo general no se pregunta en negativo.
En negativo.
Ajá.
We are here.
Exacto. ¿Y la pregunta cómo quedaría?
Are we here?
Very good. Ustedes que te suena muy extraño en el español, ese cambio. Pero en inglés sí, primero va el auxiliar y luego el sujeto. Siempre se empieza con el auxiliar una pregunta. No te preocupes, eso es de costumbre. Una vez ya te acostumbres a eso,
O sea, es que estoy acostumbrado a recibir toda la clase en inglés. Sino la pregunta de pronto en español y las respuestas en inglés. Por eso se me dificulta tanto entender.
listo. No te preocupes,
Ese
de
es
eso
el
se
problema.
trata, de desarrollar esa habilidad.
Claro.
Listo,
Estoy
pero muy bien.
acostumbrado a que me lo hacen en español y
Y lo pasas en
en
inglés.
inglés. Pero claro, entonces
No te
me estoy acostumbrando a traducir y es lo que no quiero,
Exacto,
sino encontrarla de una.
exacto, muy bien, pero no te
Eso me
preocupes,
cuesta.
eso es un proceso, no te preocupes. A mí también pasó, a todos nos pasa. ¿Listo? Pretty good.
No la entiendo.
Listo, pero ya, lo importante es que, por ejemplo, en este caso te grabes la estructura que va primero el auxiliar y luego el sujeto y créeme que va a ser muy fácil para ti. So now, let's continue. Vivian, could you help me out with you, please?
Si lo digo como lo pienso ahí, sonaría raro. Pero para mí sería how old are you?
How old are you? Okay, that's a question.
Porque
Sí,
are
tienes-
you years old?
No, de hecho tiene mucho sentido. Are you 20 years old? ¿Tienes 20 años? Are you 20 years old or are you 19 years old?
Okay.
¿Sí?
Are you?
Very good. Catherine, please finish the last one.
Are they happy?
Are they happy? ¿Ellos son felices? Are they happy? Very good. Questions? Questions so far? So far, so good? Good.
¿Sí?
So now,
Angel,
do you have any question?
Angel. No, pronto que copie la formulita
No, es que
de la pregunta.
yo me la sé.
Sí. Mientras
¿Sabes eso cómo se llama? Eso es una transición
Sí.
de primera lengua a segunda lengua. ¿Eso por qué pasa? Porque, listo, tú te aprendes la fórmula, pero es que, digamos, tu cerebro todavía no está aceptando la fórmula. Entonces, lógicamente, en el momento en que tú lo quieres pasar inmediatamente o decirlo inmediatamente en inglés, tu cerebro, digamos, no quiere aceptar el hecho de que esa es la manera de decirlo. Y eso pasa, eso es un proceso normal. Entonces, no te preocupes, simplemente hay que practicarlo y créeme que después de varios días de práctica, ya tú lo haces automático. ¿Listo? Pero no te preocupes que eso es algo muy normal. Alright?
Sí,
Now give me
como
please
nosotros
one
estamos
moment.
acostumbrados desde
In this demo, we're going to look and see how you post introduction yourself to an introduction forum on the discussion board.
Bájalo un poquito.
Go and sit down, please.
Lo que pasa es que es para el método de estudio, porque para usted es diferente este método de estudio. Claro. Porque es que, o sea, mi papá estaba acostumbrado a los cursos de inglés, él nunca había tomado una clase así como nosotros que desde el colegio estamos acostumbrados. Entonces es diferente.
complicado entenderlo todo
Sí.
en inglés de golpe.
Don't worry, no te preocupes.
Claro.
Igual es...
Complicadísimo.
Igual
Asimilarlo.
de eso mismo se trata, del hecho de poder vivir en un ambiente donde se mantenga el inglés y no simplemente aprenda que amarillo se dice yellow y ya váyase con eso para la casa. La idea es practicar el inglés en su ambiente para irlo evolucionando y soltando las habilidades. ¿Listo? Pero no te preocupes, eso no es un proceso de la noche a la mañana, eso es de mucha práctica. ¿Listo? Okay, students, we will watch this video. If you remember, one of the objectives of the class is like to talk about a forum. Do you know what a forum is? ¿Saben qué es un forum?
Donde interactúan varias personas.
Very good, donde interactúan varias personas. And most of these forums, are online, alright? They are on internet. So in here we will see one example of how to use a forum in English. Okay, what happened?
¿Qué pasó? Pero no sé.
Oh, give me one moment. No, I don't hear anything. Sí. Sí, lo vi, entonces.
So go ahead and click That's for Completely Done on Completely Online Cloud. In this demo, we're going to look and see how you post introduction yourself to an introduction forum on the discussion board. This is something that's typically done on completely online classes, but also within some supplemental classes as well. In it's one of the 3 assignments for this orientation. And if you watch the short video clip on how to take a Word document, put the information in, and copy it, you should be able to do this fairly quickly. There's also a document that shows how to do this process as a PDF file within the course documents area. But basically, it's fairly simple. Just click on discussion board. That'll take you into see the various discussion forums. You'll notice there are 2 forums. One is introduce yourself. That's where you place your introduction. There's also a post and assignment forum. And that's where you'll come back and post that attachment. So go ahead and click on the introduce yourself title here, and that'll take me into the forum. And once I'm in here, all I need to do is click on the add thread button. Now in the subject area, choose your name. And then in the message area, you could type the information in here, but if, like in the last video, it showed how to copy and paste information. I'm going to go ahead and right-click here, and select paste. I can also use the Control-V key combination to paste that information here. Once I've pasted that, I'll scroll down. I can do some formatting if I want to bold or underline or anything like that. That can be done right here. If I want to post an attachment, I will do that here. That's going to be done in a different assignment, so we're not going to do that here. If you start to type something here and want to save it, but not post it yet, you can click the save button. But when you've completed your entry, go ahead and click submit. Now we're going to come back out, and here is our publish. You see now that our post is published. So that's all we need to do to post an introduction to the discussion board. We click OK and go back out to the main discussion area. And from here we can complete the second part of the assignment.
Very good. So now, this is only one example. You know, like every platform, cada plataforma es diferente. But like this is just like one example of how to use like a platform in a forum, like to introduce ourselves, right? Para presentarnos a nosotros mismos. Eso es un método muy común para utilizar la internet para presentarnos y conocernos entre todos cuando de pronto vivimos en distancias muy separadas. So, now, continuing with the class, we are going to do very, very fast this activity. That will help you out. My God. Give me a moment. Excellent. So now, can you see it? Yeah, can you see? Right. With the information that we already know about, like the verb to be and everything we're going to talk about, like this class, help me out to complete this information. So please complete this with your information. Okay? It's not necessary for you like to copy for this activity. Don't copy. Just tell me what the activity is. So, Jared, I'm so sorry. Jared, please help me out to complete with your information. Go ahead. Help me to complete with your information. With your information. I enjoy. Yo disfruto. I enjoy. Give me a moment, please. Good. So I enjoy. Yo disfruto. Sí, contigo. Yo disfruto. I enjoy. Eso significa. Enjoy y disfrutar. I enjoy. Play soccer. I'm sorry? Okay, play soccer. Because yo no disfruté porque I play it. Ajá. I would like to, me gustaría. Okay, continue practicing. Practicing. During. Field. Perfect. Very good. Now let's continue with you, Catherine.
Hi, my name is Catherine. I enjoy the class English.
Uh-huh.
And because
There.
learn and what
I would like.
I would like to
Study forever.
during my time in this what
Guild.
guild.
Very good. Brian. Thank you.
Hi, with Brian. I enjoy play video games.
Uh-huh.
I joined because is my distraction.
My distraction.
I would like to have time to play more games
Uh-huh.
during my time is too light. Where you
Yes,
like?
in this guild.
Yeah.
Very good. Mr. Angel, your turn.
My name is Angel. I enjoy work
Yeah.
because
I join because.
is it continue
Uh-huh. Continue.
would like to
Like-
like
Okay, very good.
during my time is the good.
In this guild. Perfect. Very good, Mr. Angel. Vivian, you go ahead.
Hi, my name is Vivian. I'm enjoying watch cinema.
Mm-hmm.
I joined because I like.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to my family.
Okay. You would like to have a family? Is that what you mean?
During my time is in this guild.
Okay. Very good. Excellent. Did you do it, all of you? ¿Lo hicieron todos? Okay,
What is
perfect.
the last
In this guild. Me gustaría
ajá.
hacer tal cosa durante mi tiempo en este foro o en este encuentro.
Ah, ok.
Alright?
So, mi nombre es tal
Very good.
y me gusta tal porque tal.
So now, guys, this other activity is very easy. So please, do it. Answer the questions. I'm sorry. Number 1. Fill the identification card. So you have to fill the identification card. Tienen que llenar la tarjeta de identificación.
Okay.
So first name. What is first name? Nombre. Very good. Surname? Very good. Surname, apellido. Age?
Edad,
Edad. Very good. Address?
dirección,
Dirección. Phone number?
número de teléfono,
Country?
país,
País? Nationality?
nacionalidad.
Very good. So this is the first point. The second point. So I say like, hello, my name is Kate Rich and I am 10 years old. I am from Edinburgh in Scotland. My address is 24 Kings Road, Edinburgh, and my telephone number is 0743365. And I am a pupil, of course. Answer the questions. Respondan las preguntas. What's her name?
Cage.
Very good. So her name is
Her name is
Cambridge. How old is she?
How old?
She's 24. No,
she's
10.
Very good.
10 years old.
How old? Remember, how old? ¿Cuántos años tiene? How old is she? She's
She's 10 years
10 years old. Very good. She is 10 years old. Where is she from?
She's
How would you say it? How would you say it complete, Mr. Angel? Complete. Complete, yes, completo.
She's from Edinburgh.
Perfect. Very good. She is from Edinburgh. And what nationality is she?
she's Scotland.
Okay, Scotland, but Scotland is the country. What is the nationality of Scotland? Scottish.
Scottish.
So she is Scottish. Very good. What's her address? Her address is 24 Kings Road. Very good. What's her phone number?
her number is 074.
07
Or
433.
665.
Very good. Now, please help me out with the questions. What is the question for this answer? My name is John. What is the question?
What is your name?
What is your name? Very good. Number 2. My surname is Smith.
What is your
surname?
What is your surname? What is your surname? I am 10 years old. What is the question?
How old?
How old are you?
How old are you?
How old
Very
are
good. Excellent. My address is 102 King Street. What is the question?
What is your address?
What is your address? Very good. I am from England. What is the question?
What is nationality? Asking us.
I'm so sorry. Yeah, my telephone. Okay. Yeah. What is your telephone number? Very good. What is your telephone number? So my telephone number is 02457776. I am from England. What is the question?
What is your nationality?
What is you?
Ah,
Where are you from?
very good. Where are you from?
Okay.
Where are you from?
And
And the last one. What is the question? I am English.
what is your nationality?
Okay, you can say like, what nationality are you, or where, and
And
where are you from?
también.
Okay, difficult?
No.
It's not difficult. Very good.
Okay.
Because where are you from? You can answer like, I am English, or I am Colombian, I am Scottish. Okay, students. In this case, we are going to complete. This is easy. Can you see, Wembe? Or do you want like bigger? Okay, good. Number 1. Fill in the blanks with the right subject, personal pronouns. Tenemos que completar con la persona correcta. Alright? So now, Angelina Jolie is American. She is in French. Brad Pitt is American too.
He is in German.
He is in German. He is in German. Brad and Angelina are in French.
They
They are American. My friend and I are high school students.
We
Very good. We are in primary school students. The Statue of Liberty is in Europe.
it
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 is in Washington. Now, number 2. Fill in the blanks with the right form of the verb to be, am, are, or is. Number 1.
are
Very good. Are you the new student?
yes.
You see, it's a question. Are you the new student? Number 2. Yes, I. Yes, I am. Leila and Nancy. Leila and Nancy girls. The girls are. Well, tired. Okay. Me salté esta, ¿cierto?
Sí.
I'm so sorry, yeah. My sister and I. My sister and I are. Because he's talking about two people. My sister and I. So he's talking about we. You see? So my sister and I are students. The girls are tired. These women, estas mujeres, these women are beautiful. The tea is delicious. Nadia and Leila are friends. The newspaper is cheap. Very good. So now, negative. Is Julia Robert French? No. She is not, or she isn't. Very good. What about Robert De Niro? Is he an American actor? Yes, he. Yes, he is. Are New York and Los Angeles Spanish cities? No, they aren't. No, they aren't Spanish cities. Is Big Ben in Paris? No, it isn't in Paris. Is Mount Everest in Africa? No, it isn't in Africa. It is in Asia. Guys, difficult? Not difficult, it's just practice. Alright. So now, guess what? Oral presentation. What do you mean with oral presentation? With the whole information, con toda la información que hemos visto, like countries, nationalities, names, all of this information, you are going to introduce yourself to the rest of the class. Se van a presentar al resto de la clase, alright? I'm going to give you one example of maybe like what the activity is expected for. So I will say like, hello, my name is Arlie. I am 25 years old. I live in Suacha, Ciudad Verde, but I am from Bogota. I am an English teacher. I am short. I am intelligent. Sometimes I'm dumb. And I am easygoing. Alright, so nice to meet you. This is the presentation that I will do. Alright, so now with that information, please do the activity. You have 10 minutes to present your activity, okay? So go ahead, prepare your activity. Are you ready? No problem. Remember, more than to write, I need you please you to think and organize your ideas. No te preocupes, el cuaderno no te lo va a revisar. Son tus palabras. Mejor el cuaderno. Será que mejor el cuaderno.
Es muy corto.
¿Cómo?
Algo muy corto.
No problem. No, that's okay. That's the basic information. Ready? Okay. Is there anybody ready to present right now? ¿Alguien listo para presentar? Good job. Go ahead.
Hi, my name is Catherine. I am 44 years old.
You are 44?
44.
So, really?
Sí.
My God, but you.
Ah, 24. Excuse.
All right, 24. Okay.
Again.
Okay, go ahead.
Hi, my name is Catherine. I am 24 years old.
Okay, great.
And I am an engineer.
Mm-hmm.
I am Colombian
Mm-hmm.
and I like Insua. For my personality,
Mm-hmm.
I am cheerful and friendly.
Okay. Very, very good. You say I live in Suba. I live, so it's I live. All right. This is the pronunciation.
Okay.
Right. Pronunciation. Very good. Sir.
Hi, my name is Brian.
Mm-hmm.
I am 18 years old. I am from Colombia. I live in Suba. My personality. Excuse me. I am a little tall,
Mm-hmm.
smart, happy.
Yeah.
No more.
Okay. Very good. Excellent. Mr. Angel.
My name is Angel.
Uh-huh.
I am 47 years old. I'm from Colombia. I live in Bogota. I'm technician. In technician, I like running and flying.
Okay. Very good. Excellent. Very good, sir. Excellent. Go ahead. No problem. We're not gonna judge you. 16, you said? 16? 15, I'm sorry, 15, yeah. I'm sorry, I is student, I am a student. Very good, continue. Okay, you just say I am. Okay. Okay, remember I say like I am happy, I am cheerful.
Okay.
Okay. But very good, excellent. And Vivian?
Hello, my name is Vivian. I am 27 years old.
Uh-huh.
I am an engineer.
Yes.
I am Colombia.
Yes.
I live in Suacha. I am short.
Okay, very good. Excellent. Now, I'm gonna give you my keys, so we're gonna be the owners of my home. I'm gonna give you my keys. We're gonna play hot potato. And the person that falls the hot potato is gonna make a question, alright? Or is gonna receive a question, depending on, and he has to answer quickly. If you don't do it, you will have a punishment, okay? Tienen que responder rápido. Otherwise, penitencia. Okay?
Okay.
So, we will start. Hot potato, 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 stop. Very good. Number 1. Let's continue. Hot potato, hot potato, hot potato, hot potato, hot potato, stop. Very good. Vivian, question for Brian.
How old are you?
I am 19 years old.
Very good. Let's continue. Hot potato, stop. Very good. Number 1. Let's continue. Hot potato, stop. Very good. Mr. Angel, question for Catherine.
Where are you living?
Repeat the question, please, Mr. Angel.
Where are you living?
You're mixing two questions. Están mezclando dos preguntas.
Es una sola.
¿Cuál qué quieres preguntar?
¿Dónde vive?
Where do you live?
Where do you live? Sorry.
No problem. Remember, where are you from is different. ¿De dónde eres? Where do you live?
I live in Seoul.
Okay, very good. Let's continue. Hot potato, stop. Okay, number 1 again. Hot potato, stop. For real? Oh my god. Okay, let's change. But in this time, you're going to make the question.
What are you like?
I like Rosh TV.
No, wrong question, wrong answer. What are you like?
¿Qué te gusta?
No, this is not the question.
Entonces no entendí.
¿Cómo eres?
Ah,
Ay, sí, esa. ¿Por qué tan corchado?
No,
Alright, good. What are you like? Vivian, answer the question.
I am.
I'm so sorry.
I am. Cheerful.
Okay, very good. Excellent. Okay, let's continue. Okay. Hot potato, stop. Very good. Now, the question, I'm gonna make a question now. Where are you from? Easy the question. Yeah, very good. Excellent. I am from Colombia. Very good. Excellent. So now, guys, in this case, I'm going to show you your homework. Your beautiful homework. Alright? Tarea. Homework. So please, you will go to this link. Van a ir a este link, a este blog. Alright? Que es sharing ideas. ¿Listo? Sharing ideas. 1234.blogspot.com. Van a ir a este blog. ¿Listo? En este blog van a encontrar algo que dice Introduce Yourself in English. Van a encontrar una introducción, una presentación muy corta mía, donde dice Hi, my dear students, my name is Arley Price. I'm 23 years old. I give instructions. I'm sure I have read here and I like listening to music. Alright? Aquí estoy incluyendo pues las tres partes donde dice live, ¿cierto? Dream y donde dice hobby. ¿Listo? ¿Cuál es la idea? Que ustedes en este caso, dejando su comentario acá, también se presenten ustedes mismos, ¿ok? ¿Listo? Así como lo hicieron pues ya en este caso verbalmente, pues que lo hagamos también y nos conozcamos entre todos y leamos todos los comentarios de todos para mirar y conocerlos un poquito más. ¿Ok? This is the homework. Esa es la tarea. Now, in a piece of paper, evaluation, please. Saquen una hoja, por favor. Evaluation. What is the evaluation? The evaluation is for the teacher, not for the student. Okay? So, from 1 to 5, ¿listo? Siendo 1 muy malo y 5 muy bueno. ¿Listo? You're going to copy those items, van a copiar estos ítems, tanto del docente, luego de los objetivos de la clase, aprendizaje, experiencia de la clase y actividades realizadas. Le vamos a colocar de 1 a 5. No se preocupen, es anónimo la evaluación. ¿Ok? ¿ok?
O sea, escribimos todo.
Sí, nos escribimos y le escribimos al frente un número del 1 al 5, dependiendo de lo que les gustó o no de la clase. ¿Ok? Recuerden que es anónimo, no escriban su nombre. ¿Ok? And this is your evaluation for today. I am so sorry.
Soy lento.
I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Mira, 2 puntos. Me quitan la cosa. Ya pegué los abajo y yo después. Ready? Very good.
Uy,
Ready?
¿cuál?
So now, ya todos se entregaron, ¿cierto?
Sí,
Muy bien, entonces pues les pregunto comentarios, experiencias, cosas de pronto que quieran compartir antes de finalizar la clase. ¿Cómo se sintieron con la clase? Aspectos
pues digamos
negativos,
que
positivos.
es raro porque nunca he tenido una clase así como tan personalizada y sobre todo en familia, ¿sí? Entonces, y pues también lo que te comentaba, digamos, para mi papá a veces es complicado por lo que nosotros desde el colegio estamos acostumbrados a una clase así. Y siempre ha sido muy de autoaprendizaje, ¿sí? Entonces, pues la experiencia me parece muy chévere tanto para él como para nosotros. Me parece muy dinámica la clase. Hay cosas que, digamos, uno dice son básicas, digamos, yo las leo en un libro, no, yo paso esto porque es básico, pero cuando estamos acá contigo, uno se da cuenta que primero se le olvidan las cosas porque no las practica. Y que, pues, comete muchos errores y que es bueno cometerlos y no tener miedo a hacerlo. Y pues, como somos un grupo pequeño, pues, es muy bueno. Me parece muy bueno.
¿Cómo se sintieron su merced en la clase?
Pues para mí es un aprendizaje, o sea, muy nuevo, ¿sí? Yo estaba acostumbrado a hacer cursos, pero los de escribir y cursos en sí de audio. No he tenido un profesor delante que de pronto corrija y todo esto. Muchas cosas las sé, pero entonces no entiendo a veces las preguntas, entonces no sé de qué están hablando, me pierdo.
Cuando, o sea, no entiendes cuando alguien lo pronuncia o lo habla.
Sí, cuando lo hablas, o sea, una pregunta que tú haces, entonces yo todavía no tengo la habilidad de armar la frase, entonces me pierdo porque no sé de qué están hablando. es la mayor, porque lo otro lo veo
Ya.
y lo sé,
Por relación.
lo relaciono, exacto. Y lógico la atención de
Sí,
estar
pero
en
sí,
familia, para mí es fácil estar con
Con amigos.
amigos o rato, que no en familia.
La primera
Pero
vez.
o sea, es muy bonito porque es más didáctico, o sea, ya de pronto en adelante ya empezamos nosotros a hablar en inglés acá en la casa, pues va a ser interactuar más, pues nos va a hacer, me parece que va a ser mucho mejor.
¿Te pareció agradable la experiencia?
Sí, un poco tensionante para mí, ser el más
Para
didáctico,
todos.
para mí es un poco,
Impresionante. El miedo a embarrarla, más que todo.
sí, sobre todo, no, y de pronto tanto miedo a embarrarla no, porque estoy acostumbrado a embarrarla. Sí, pero pues es bueno, es buena la aprendizaje.
Sí.
Bueno, pues, ¿y alguien más de pronto cómo sentiste esa experiencia para ti? ¿Habías tenido una clase totalmente en inglés y con tanta interacción? ¿O no la habías tenido?
La verdad no me gusta el inglés.
¿Te gusta? ¿No te gusta? ¿Y con la clase de hoy? ¿Te gustó lo que aprendiste el día de hoy?
Sí, porque entiendo.
Bueno, pues, me alegra mucho,
Eso también es
muchachos.
otra cosa, ¿no? Cuando a alguien no le gusta el inglés también es complicado. O
Cambiar
sea, cambiar el... No, pues sí, también yo creo que depende mucho del profesor.
a mí me
Exacto,
gusta,
Sí.
a mí me gusta, a mí me fascina y lo necesito, porque pues como muevo en gente que habla inglés,
Claro.
sí, para mí pues yo entiendo muchas cosas, pero hablarlo fluido me cuesta, porque además he estado en sitios donde no lo hablan bien, o sea, es una mezcla y es un problema grandísimo.
Pero bueno, pues primero les agradezco por haberme dado a ustedes la oportunidad pues, de compartir este momento con ustedes. Gracias pues por su tiempo. Espero pues también que con la tarea también aprendan, pues puedan practicar como un poquito más lo que vimos dentro de la clase. Y pues nos vemos